Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the shop. My name is Kevin Cheney and here is my blacksmith shop, Red Maple Forge. And today, as you can probably tell from the title of this, we're doing restocking. And if you look down below, we got hairpins today. So the hairpins I'm doing, I have done before here. I don't have a sample down here. Oh, that's interesting. But anyways, I'm running low on them. Yeah, you know what? I got one upstairs. Let me show you. I'll just grab it quickly. Don't worry, I'll be back. We got a nice thunderstorm happening around us right now, so hopefully we don't lose power and lose the stream. Anyways, this one's not cleaned yet. I still have to wire wheel it, but pretty well. This is the hairpin / candle scribe that I do. Well, one of them. This is my crook's head because of kind of has the shepherd crook. It's not really exactly the shepherd crook, but that's close enough. So we call it the crook. So what I'm using for material, if you haven't been seeing me do these before, sorry, I'm fixing my earplugs. I unfortunately lost my good ones. They finally died, and I haven't justified buying new ones. So I'm stuck using the old ones, which are not as good, but that's okay. So today I am using 1/4 inch round, 8 inches long, roughly. It's actually 200 millimeters. And I am going to be putting 5 of these in the forge at once. I'm hoping, so basically I just took a 10-foot length. No, actually I think these are 12 feet. 12-foot length, and whatever one length of steel. That's how many pieces I got. So I think it's 15 actually. Looks like 15 over there. So I'm hoping to get all 15 done today. So again, with the smaller stuff, I'm using my 2-pound hammer, 2-pound cross peen, and basically anything under a half inch. I'm usually using my 2-pounder. Even half inch, I tend to grab the 2-pounder over the 3-pounder, unless I'm really moving material. So we get those warmed up. My forge is only at about 5 psi right now, and I may adjust that as we go on. I do have the one side of the forge right here blocked off. I'm blocking off from the outside this time instead of the inside. The last time I did the inside, the brick, the fire brick actually got stuck onto the bottom. And when I tried to move it, it actually started lifting up the insulation from the bottom of the forge. So it is, a piece of it is staying in there for now. So that's why I moved to the back outside. Unfortunately, it is going to cause my opening to oxidize a little bit and pretty well prematurely rust out, but I got a plasma cutter. I can easily cut a new piece to fix that. So the tongs I'm going to be using today is my 3/8 V-bits. 3/8 V-bits. These guys here. You hear me talk about these guys a lot. I got them at Princess Auto, or basically the Harbor Freight of Canada. And yeah, really like these. So even though they are made for 3/8, they do quite well with the 1/2 inch as well for most stuff. They don't hold it extremely tight. These have opened up a little bit. They don't hold it extremely tight, but enough that the forging that does need to happen on these guys I can get done. So we're starting it. I'm going to do a taper on one side. I'm going to actually start on the handle side, or the crook side. So we're going to bring to a square. We're going to knock that square down to an octagon. And then once we're done that, we're going to start cleaning up that taper a little bit. And then we're going to curl the tip. Curl the tip just like that. Now normally I can actually get the crook done during that heat. Forge is not fully up the heat yet, so it is taking a little bit of time to get that to heat. Just resizing my tongs a little bit because I had a case of it not gripping as well as I want to. I'm also going to be putting a bucket of water out, just so when I do the crook, I can quench that curl at the end so I don't squish it as much when I forge. I don't think that's in the way of anything. So I'm going to keep on going on with these. Not sure how much chit chat I'll do today, but I do have the chats open. I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. I have my chat windows open, and I can see them. So periodically I will answer any questions that come up, or just general chit chat. But apart from that, you're going to hear me just ramble on about random stuff, which is okay. I'll try and keep it as much to blacksmith related and my business related as possible. But sometimes the weather comes into it and other things too. So if you haven't caught on yet, I start streaming at 1:30 Eastern Time every weekday. Certain days are already slated for certain things. So on Monday I do maintenance. So that could be just fixing up tools, such as like doing the yearly maintenance on the air compressor, or changing bearings on a bandsaw, or even just redressing my blacksmith tools like chisels and hammers. And occasionally it is also used for shop improvements. The shelf that is behind me on the back wall was done during one of those live streams. On Tuesdays, I do a tool that is blacksmith related. So I've done tongs as well as a hammer here and there. If I need to, Wednesdays I leave open, so if I need to continue the tool, I can do that on Wednesday. So Wednesday is kind of one of those days where not fully set on what I'm doing. Same thing with Thursdays. And then on Fridays, I do kind of a fun scrap metal day where I just make random stuff with a piece of what I call scrap metal, but it's more, usually it's more of those little pieces that come off when you cut down material from a large bar, and it kind of just gets shoved into a shelf that you can't see right now, it's over there. Actually, that camera has slid a little bit. I probably should mount it a little better. Oh well, that's good enough. So now that I got all 5 of those with their little curl on it, I'm gonna start shaping the crook. So I'm gonna quench the tip. I'm gonna come over to the edge of the anvil, start going down with it, and then come back and curl that around. Straighten it up as need be. And I'm not trying to make a huge loop here, just basically, I don't know, 1 inch kind of thing. Yeah. And then we're going to actually flip that around into the forge. And I'm going to repeat that process with the rest of the irons that are in the forge. Like I said, normally this is something I actually can do when I'm doing the curl. But today with the forge being a little cooler, first starting off, it's going to take a little bit. Also, the chit chat slows me down a little bit too because I have to think. Yeah, I can hear the rumble of that thunder outside. I don't know if if it's picking up on the mic, but yeah. Like I said, hopefully I don't lose power and the stream dies. Now the reason why I do 4 or 5 irons in the fire is, as you can tell, I'm able to go through these steps on each one relatively quickly, and I normally don't have to wait for the steel to heat up. So what I mean by that is when I'm done the 5th one, I'm actually usually able to go straight to the 1st one. The reason why I'm not doing it on this one is I need to refine my mark on my anvil. It has come off a little bit. And the reason why I do a mark on the anvil is so when I taper down the working end or the scribe end, I want to have it consistent as much as possible across all of them. So I will take a soapstone, mark the side of my anvil at about 7 inches, and I'm aiming for that when I do the taper. Now, with these guys, if I'm a 1/16th or an 1/8 of an inch off, I'm not too concerned about it. I just want them to be relatively the same. So these guys get a twist in it, and because we're using round, I have to flatten it a little bit and then go in and do my taper. I'm going to double check to make sure I'm the length I want before I start rounding this off. Now I'm not worried about keeping this all too straight at this point in time. I will be doing the twist in the next heat, so I will straighten it after doing the twist. So again, just flattening two sides. This will allow me to get my, what I know as a rope twist. I'm going to check my length, make sure I'm roughly there. And if I need to, I'll grab a little bit more steel, and then I'll finish that up. Go into octagon, and then plenishing it 2 rounds. With 1/4 inch, I go from octagon right to plenishing. If it was thicker steel, I would go actually to 16 sides. And then even 32 if I need to, depending on the thickness of the steel. Need a little bit more length on this guy. Yeah, he should be okay once I finish doing all the plenishing. And like I said, I'm just eyeballing the length with the mark on the anvil. I'm not too picky. I usually allow basically 1/8 of an inch either way. When I'm doing a batch like this, if I do sell them in pairs, because sometimes people buy lots of these, as in like 7 or 8, I will try and match them up as best as I can with what I have already made. And I have, on a couple occasions, actually made special ones to certain lengths that the customer wanted. So I've done one of these actually at 10 inches, so adding another 3 inches overall. And I've actually even done this in stainless for a customer as well. Uh-oh. Did I just lose my stream? Come on. Come on. Well, there's not much I can do about that. I don't want to stop. Hopefully it clears up a little bit. Sorry about can't control the weather. Apparently, I guess it doesn't like the thunderstorm. I technically live kind of in the rural area of southern Ontario, so I'm actually even fortunate enough to have the high-speed internet that we do here, and we've had it ever since I moved here. I want to say 14 years ago. The place I was previously at, there's no way even to this date I would actually be able to stream where I used to be. We had high speed, but not like we do here. So hopefully it straightens out. This is actually the first time it's dropped some frames while streaming. So just seeing if you can see the anvil back, see the vise back here. Can I zoom in on that camera? I think this camera actually has zoom. I don't want to drag the camera all over the place. So we'll see if the zoom in helps with it. Will it zoom in? A little bit. It does make it a little grainy, sorry, but And pretty well this only gets a twist one way. And it's a pretty simple twist. I'm using my flat bit tongs on this, and I know some people would be like, no, you can't use tongs for this. You shouldn't be using your tongs. You're gonna ruin your tongs. And I usually do 2 twists on this. And that's it. That's that guy done. Now, you might be like, oh, you haven't straightened that out or anything like that. Well, actually, when these guys cool off, I'll actually be taking them to the press and flattening them out a little bit and making them a little bit more square than what they currently are. And the main reason why I do that is it's a little different than what other smiths do with their candle scribe / hairpins. So I like to be a little bit different. So what I'll do is I'll actually get 3 twisted up, and then I will actually reload the forge. And these guys just get thrown on the ground. I don't, whoop. So I'll load up the forge now. I gotta clean up underneath that forge. So I'll be putting 5 in again, because I have 15 in total to do today. And one of the reasons why I'm actually doing these, other than I'm running a little bit low, is it's May. And May means festival time for me. One of my first big shows happened at the end of the month. And it is actually a Ren Fest, or a medieval fair. So these guys actually sell quite well at them. Same thing with my shawl pins, or cloak pins. So I think I'm okay with those. I'll have to double check. But there is a possibility they might have to be done later in the month, depending on how many I sell between now and then online. So these candle scribe / hairpins, I will bring roughly 25 of each style. So I have 3 styles of forged ones, and I will bring 25 of each. And the cloak pins I'll do roughly the same. I'm hoping that was just like a blip of thunder, lightning kind of thing, knocking my internet a little bit. YouTube is still complaining, but my software says it's okay. How's Twitch doing? I don't think I have any watchers on Twitch, so I'll have to go over to, yeah, big dip. And then, yeah, we're stabling out now, so hopefully that works out good. Because okay, getting close to needing to clean my magnet again. So if you're new here or haven't watched all my videos yet, what's taking you so long? But anyways, I keep a magnet at the bottom of my anvil because I'm collecting the scale that falls off. And the reason why I'm doing that is I have some pottery people that use that in their pottery work. They mix it into the clay before they work the clay. And when they fire it, it leaves actually a really cool effect in the clay. So I call it my anvil dust. But it kind of leaves a bunch of, you know, a little bit of, a little bit of slate blues and some grays, as well as some redness and blotches on the clay. It's actually a really cool effect. I should convince one of the pottery people to send me an example of it, so when I talk about it, they will. I can actually have something to show you. Anyways, so they use it. So I just package it up as I need. So I got a box full of it. Well, not full of it, but a box with some of it in. So normally what it is I put like 100 grams or whatever in a little Ziploc bag for them. And they either order it like that, or I just send it on to them when they order something else from me. It's one of the what I call sawdust of my business. And if you're studying some business stuff and all that, you might know what I'm talking about. If not, that's okay. We'd really love to open the door today, but with the rain coming down and stuff, I really don't want to do that. It's kind of actually blowing into the shop if I did that, so I'm gonna not worry about it today. Just suffer with the heat. Just seeing where I am in the steps of the irons, making sure I did 5. There has been moments where I have skipped a step on one and had to go and correct that. It does happen. My brain kind of just falls apart sometimes. So now that we got the crook's head started, I'm going to flip it around so I can get ready for the spot where I'm going to do the twist, as well as taper the end. Normally when I spend a day doing these, I'll normally get like 45, 50 of these done in a day. And when I say done, I actually mean going from all the way from the raw 12-foot long steel bars to having them waxed up. So these guys get a finish where they're a beeswax finish. So they get wire wheeled, so they're back down to clean steel, and then they get slightly heated up and beeswax put on them. And I do that just to provide a little bit of protection from rust. Now, because these are either candle scribes or hairpins, the natural oils from either the hands or hair will protect them as well. And doing these guys actually produce quite a bit of scale. I do run my forge a little bit more oxygenated than I need to right now. That's just because the burners are burning better that way, solely because the insulation is not the all best in my forge right now. So I'm getting quite a bit of scale. This one needs to be stretched quite a bit to get to that magic 7 inches that I'm aiming for. That should be good. I'll just refine that tip a little bit better. Doing a little time check. How are we doing? So we're changing up tongs so I can do my twist. And this, I twist actually twice if you haven't noticed. And that I find gives a nice twist in them. So, like I said before, I'm not going to worry about straightening these guys up, but I will put them in separate piles. And that is possibly, if time allows me and they're cooled off enough, I might show you how I do the straightening and slightly flattening these guys. Okay, last one in this pile. We'll load up the forge again. See, and I kind of forgot to do that before I finished the last batch. That's okay. Gives me a chance to answer any questions that might have popped up. Drink some coffee. Take a second to clean off around my anvil. Oh yeah, I moved that magnet for the heat treat yesterday. Picked up some blue cloth. Not sure. Yeah. Yep. How's the weather going out there? Well, it's slowed down a little bit, so I'll crack the door a little bit. And we'll just wait until those guys heat up. Yeah. Well, it looks like we stabilized again. That's quite nice. Nice to see. So again, I'm going to quench the tip so I don't mangle it while I bend it over, because I am hitting right on that curl. And how big I make the crook is actually based on experience. It's roughly about an inch of material I'm grabbing when I start. And then just let the steel do the rest. If I grab too much, I can actually pull that back in a little bit. So I got to do some moderation on Twitch. No, I don't care about cheap views. Cheap views. Cheap views are no good for me. Stop asking. I want good views. Meaningful views. So yeah, I first did flatten it out a little bit so I can do my twist up in the top right underneath that crux. And now I'm just tapering the end. I have a mark on my anvil, 7 inches. That's the size that I make mine to. Of course you can make yours to whatever you want. And now after I confirm my length, I will round that off. Flip it again over so I can do my twist on the next heat. And again, even though I'm doing these in 4 heats, I think. If it takes you longer, it takes you longer. I definitely, when I first started doing these, it was more probably around 6 or 7 to get a half decent one. Of course, the more stuff you practice, the easier new stuff is. Oh, I forgot to check the length. Yeah, it'll do. When I first started doing these, I actually didn't check the length while I was forging. I actually had some that were like, from my biggest one to my like shortest one, I think there would be like an inch different. I mean, not an inch, a half-inch difference, or 13 millimeters, which was not acceptable. Makes it really hard to pair them off, actually, when they're that much difference. Hence why I started double checking the size so they're roughly around the same length. Because even though I'm starting with the same size material on all of them, there's enough variations, either how long I taper, how big of a curl I do, how big of a crook I do, that could dramatically change the final part on this. So that's why I started checking them. Now we're ready to twist them, so we'll get ya. I'm sorry, I know this is not going to be the best view, but, and when I'm grabbing this, I'm actually grabbing right on the crook itself in the vise. And then I'm just grabbing right above the flat spot that I made. And I turn all of mine clockwise. It's just that's just what I do. Again, these are my what I call small batch production stuff, so the more consistent I could make them, the better the customer's experience, because they get all the same, or roughly all the same. There is some variations because they are handmade. Again, I'm not worrying about having these perfectly straight. Sorry, there's a leaf blew in. And of course, the piece I just put down hit the leaf. So it smells a little bit in here. You can't smell it, but. So that's the basic forging of 15 done. When am I at the stream? What, an hour? A little bit less? So, let's talk about how I do these with the press. Just turning the forge down a little bit. I'll get your, so I gotta do a little, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I thought it was going to take a little bit longer to get through those 15. So I got to change up my dies for my press because I was doing a dish earlier today. What's the best side? Trying to decide what's the best side here for you guys. Oh. Thinking I need to like invest in like almost one of those the old How's that look? Is that gonna be okay? Is that gonna be okay? I think that's gonna be the best angle I can give you. Maybe straighten it a little bit. Yeah, it'll be okay. So changing up my dies and using my new rack system. It's so nice. There is one or two welds that I have to correct, but normally, well, so normally with these guys, I wait until all of them cool down before moving on to this step. But I'd like to show, at least with a couple. So these are the first 5 I forged out today, and maybe a little bit lower on the press might help. I want to get you. Unfortunately, it's a little tight because of the tripod. So that's pretty well good. So I actually do getting at a pair of tongs as well for this, because I really don't like holding it like this in the press with my hands. So the first thing I do, I'll actually go diagonal, cover as much of the pin as possible, and then I'm just using my scrolling tongs to hold it properly align, because I am trying to get kind of a square in this, and then I'll go with some quick light purses to make sure it's all straight. I'll double check my lines, and that guy's done. I used to do this without the press, but I have the press now, so I might as well do it. Again, this could all be done by hammer and taking your time on it. And it just leaves a little bit of a flatness to it. I've actually had a couple of people really compliment that I actually do that and not leave them round. It holds better in the hair. I do kind of wish that my flat dies were a little bit longer. And if I do have one like this one where the bottom is kinked up a little bit, my dies are off center at one point. And I can actually grab just the corner to bring that back in. Might be that one of my dies is upside down right now. There we go. Yeah, so when I flip these dies, they're actually a little bit off center now. So I can actually pull in and straighten that up. So I have about a ½ inch overhang on this side when I switch the dies over like this. And yes, I am using the full 16 tons to flatten this down. That's why you hear that kind of screaming of the press. And that's pretty well the first 5. I'm going to guess that the rest of them are a little bit too warm to do that too. So I'll finish those up probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. So that's pretty well 15 of them practically done. Like I say, I still have to wire wheel them and stuff. I unfortunately don't have a camera for upstairs yet for my grinding room. It's a little bit hard. Didn't really think about streaming live when I made that, so I have to figure that out. Really, I'm looking to see if I can get a nice network wired camera for up there. I find the Wi-Fi ones just weren't. I've tried a Wi-Fi one, it wasn't keeping up. So I kind of want a wired one. So if you know any of them, that's good. And I'm not looking for anything special. As you can tell, I don't do 4K. I'm in 720. My internet will not be able to handle 4K. So I'm just going to spend some time and clean my magnet before closing down for the day. So, yeah. Collect the precious anvil dust. Now I know some blacksmiths have magnets actually stuck under anvil to allow to keep the noise down a little bit. It does dampen the noise a little bit. I don't find that my anvil is particularly too loud, so I don't have that. It is quite secure down. So anyways, that is my lovely candle scribes, kind of hairpins. It's a little batch. Hopefully that will do until the shows. If not, well, you'll see another video of those. Yeah. Tomorrow is Scrap Metal Friday, I think. It is Friday tomorrow, right? Oh boy, what day is it? Yeah, I think it's Friday tomorrow. So we're going to be doing something with scrap metal or drop pieces. Back in the corner over there. Yeah, I think I'm going to surprise you because I'm going to probably surprise myself what I make too. So anyways, hopefully you can join on with that. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope I entertained you or educated you or whatever you came here for. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're not following on Twitch, go over there and follow as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern Time.